Chapter 2. In the fourth form. Look, said Bobby. There's another new girl. She's got her things off too. She looks like she'd be a fourth former, I should think. The new girl came up, walking quickly as if she had somewhere to go. Hello, said Bobby. You're new, aren't you? What form will you be in? Do you know? Fourth, said the girl. My name's Eileen Patterson. We're fourth form too, said Pat, and she introduced herself and others. Do you want to be shown around a bit? Usually matron is here to welcome people, but there's a new one this term who doesn't know the ropes yet. The girl looked suddenly annoyed. I know my way around, thank you, she said stiffly. I've been here a week already. Without saying any more, she swung off. The others stared at her. What's bitten her? Said Bobby. No need to be rude like that. And what did she mean, that she's been here a week? Nobody comes back from the first day of term. Mirabel came up with her friend Gladys. Hello, said the others. Nice to see you again. I say, have you spoken to that girl who's just gone? New girl Eileen Patterson? Seems to think the whole school belongs to her. No, I haven't spoken to her yet, said Mirabel. But I know her mother's the matron now. Our old one is ill, you know. Eileen's the new matron's daughter. She's going to be educated here. Came with her mother a week ago, when her mother came to take over the job and see the linen and things. Bobby whistled. Oh, no wonder she was annoyed when we said the new matron ought to be welcoming the new girls and didn't know the ropes yet, she said. And no wonder she knows her way about if she's already been here a week. I didn't like her much. Give her a chance, said Hilary. You know how you feel sort of defensive when you come anywhere new and meet the girls who've been here ages. You feel like a kind of an outsider first. There were new girls in the other lower forms, but these did not interest the fourth formers much. They were glad to see one another again. The twins, Bobby, Hilary, Kathleen, Doris, Carlotta, and the rest. They had all come up together into the fourth form. There were a few old girls left in the form, most of whom the twins liked. Susan Hose was the head of the form, a pleasant, kindly girl with a good sense of responsibility and fairness. The fourth form settled down under Miss Ellis. She was firm and calm, seldom raised her voice, expected good work and saw that she got it. She was interested in the girls and fond of them, and they in return liked her very much. The Honourable Angela Feverley looked more like an angel than ever in class, with her bobbed golden hair falling onto her shoulders, the ends curling underneath most beautifully. All her school clothes, though cut to the same pattern as those of the others, were really beautiful. Do you know she has every single pair of shoes especially made for her? Said Allison in a hushed voice to the twins. And she has a handbag to match every single frock she wears, all with golden initials on it. Shut up, said Pat. Who cares about things like that? Your darling Angela is a snob. Well, why shouldn't she be? Son, ready to defend her new friend at once. Her family is one of the oldest in the country. She's got a third cousin who's a prince, and goodness knows how many titled relations. You're a snob too, Allison, said Isabel in disgust. Why must you always suck up to people like that? Don't you know that's why you are that matters, not what you have? I'm not a snob, said Allison. I'm pleased that Angela has chosen me for a friend. Of course, I think she's lovely. Pity she hasn't got more brains, said Bobby. Honestly, I don't believe she really knows her 12 times table. Angela Feverley certainly was a snob. She was intensely proud of her family, of its wealth, cars, and her own well-bred looks. She was very particular about making friends. She liked Allison because the girl was pretty and dancing, had beautiful manners, and quite plainly adored the lovely Angela from bottom to top from her foolish little heart. Angela liked very few of her form. Bobby she deserted because she had said that she was like a doll. Carlotta would have nothing to do at all. Carlotta didn't mind in the least. The dark-eyed, dark-haired girl had once been a curious circus girl, and she was not at all ashamed of it. Her mother had been a circus rider, but her father was a gentleman, and now Carlotta lived with her father and grandmother in the holidays, for her mother was dead. She had learned to be ladylike, to have good manners, and was very popular indeed, but she had never forgotten the exciting days of the circus, and she often amused the others by turning cartwheels or going completely mad in Spanish, way that the girls enjoyed very much. Alison had told her the histories of all the girls, Carlotta included, and Angela had turned up her delicate little nose when she had heard that Carlotta had actually ridden a horse in a circus. "How can they have her here in a school like this?" she said. "I'm pretty sure my people wouldn't have sent me here if they had known that." "Why did you come to St. Clare's?" asked Alison curiously. "It's supposed to be a sensible, no-nonsense school, you know, not a swanky one." "I didn't want to come, Angela. My mother wanted me to send me to the nicest school, but my father had funny ideas. He said he wanted my corners rubbed off." "Oh, Angela, you don't have any corners," said Alison. "Honestly, I don't think you've got any faults at all." This was the kind of thing Angela loved hearing, and was one reason why she liked Alison for a friend. She looked at Alison out of the innocent blue eyes and smiled an angelic smile. "You do say nice things, Alison," she said. "You are far and away the nicest girl in our form. I can't bear that common Eileen, nor that awful Carlotta, nor that dreadful Pauline Brigham Jones." Pauline certainly wasn't much of a success, in her way, seemed much of a snob as Angela, but she could not carry it off so well, because her clothes were not beautifully made, and she had no marvelous possessions, such as Angela did. But she too turned up her nose at Carlotta, and disliked the ready-witted bee. As for Eileen, she would hardly speak to her at all. "I don't see why Eileen should be allowed to join the school just because her mother here is matron," said Pauline in a rather affected voice. "Good gracious me, we shall have the cook's daughter next, and the gardener's too. It's bad enough to have Carlotta. She always looks so wild and uncarish." Carlotta always did look a little wild at the beginning of term, partly because she was no longer under the rather strict eye of her grandmother. But nobody minded Carlotta's untidiness and wildness. It was all part of the vicious, amusing girl. Carlotta knew that Angela and Pauline didn't like her, and she took a real pleasure in talking slang, making rude faces, and acceptably walking on her hands in front of them. Miss Elise, however, did not encourage this kind of things in the fourth form. Her form was a kind of halfway house, where girls had to learn to shed their irresponsible ways, and to become more serious, reliable members of the school. As soon as they moved on to the 5th and 6th rooms, they were expected to take a good deal of responsibilities and had studies of their own. So Carlotta was often called to order by Miss Elise in her low, firm voice, and then Angela and Pauline looked down at their noses at the one-time circus girl and whispered mocking things to the girl next to them. Pauline and Angela vied with each other in their boasting. The girls sometimes giggled to hear them. My third cut in,